Yeah.
We're going. My sound man, he's working it. I'm digging that. Okay, we are just gonna have to adjust you smidgen. So, hi Christy. We always have to do some dancing.
But that's we'll use arms this week.
I love it. Hi everybody. We had some struggles today, and thanks to this woman here, she has saved the day yet again. So I forgot the tripod because we knew we were going to be cooking here at the beach, and she came in. You know, I told you she's extraordinary. Well, she is. She saved the day again. So welcome back. You're live with the Come Cook With Me show, and today we are making, okay, I gotta say, this month I am so freaking excited. Thank you, sound man. We are rocking and rolling. So this month we are doing a whole Zoodle campaign. So how many of you like just show me some love if you love Zoodles? So Zoodles are just any kind of vegetable that you put in a spiralizer, which thank God we have the sound master man who went and got me some Zoodles, because I brought my Zoodles. Thanks for the love, I'm seeing them. I brought my zucchini to show you how to do the spiralizer, and guess what? I forgot it at the house. I forgot the spiralizer. So I had to buy some zucchini noodles. Okay. So sound man went to the grocery store for me. So it's been one of those kind of crazy days, you know, just when you think you have everything all organized and you're ready to go.
That's life, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Just go with the flow.
Just have to roll with it.
Just roll with it.
Right.
Have some fun. Don't let anything hamper you down. Love in the lab. So, my name's Laura Hall, and this is the Come Cook With Me show. If you're new to the show, one of the things I always love to do is share with you. Please say hello, who you are, where you're from. That's what our community is all about. We love to share the love. We love to share our ideas on cooking. And we are doing this month a whole bunch of Zoodle recipes. So this first week of the Zoodle month, we are doing a garlic lemon chicken. And you know me, I love spice, but guess what? If you looked at this recipe, it doesn't have a whole bunch of spice in it. So for a change, we're not gonna be having a whole bunch of spice. So it's gonna be great. What I want you to do, if you have been following me, you know that I come live to you every Wednesday at the grocery store. And so I share with you what do you need to get in the shopping cart. So if you are ready to get rocking and rolling and you have your ingredients out and you're ready to go, what you're gonna wanna do is hit your Instant Pot on saute. And again, if you're brand new and you've never followed us, you're gonna hit that saute, and I'm gonna let it get hot for just a minute. But if you're brand new and you've never seen us before, we do a cooking show that kind of is, it's wonderful how we do it. Hold on a second, I forgot to turn off notifications, so I'm just gonna bounce that off. I know, right? Hey Judy, good to see you. So what we do is we do the recipe in the new gadget that I absolutely love in my kitchen, which is the Instant Pot. But we also still use the crock pot. And so over there in the corner, you can kind of see it. Christine, you can point it out and lift the lid up.
I'm doing my banana.
Yeah, beautiful. And if you could have seen that, there was a whole bunch of steam rising. So we're putting that recipe in the crock pot, and we'll just see which one wins. And I've done that for the past year since we started the show. And because I grew up, much like you probably did too, where we used the crock pot all the time when the kids were growing up. And so what we found, that was really a great convenient gadget in our kitchen. But when I found this Instant Pot, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is such an amazing gadget. And it really takes all of the, I don't know, it takes, like if you worry about how the spices are all gonna fit together, it just takes all those questions out, because the pressure, that your grandmother used to have one of these. It used to be called a pressure cooker, but this is the safe version. But what it does is it emulsifies those flavors, and it's just phenomenal. So anyway, so I always say which one wins, and sometimes the standby crock pot actually always wins. So we've got this, it's sauteing, it's ready to, it's heating up. And I want to share with you what we're going to do is we're going to saute these chickens. And so I chose, you can do chicken breast, you can do dark meat, white meat, but I haven't used any dark meat in a while. So what I've got is some chicken thighs, some dark meat. I've got some on the bone, and I've got some that were not. So if you were with me when I was actually at the grocery store, you saw that they didn't have all of them to be one or the other. So I said, you know what, let's mix and match, it's all gonna be good. So you wanna add some oil to the bottom of this. You can use any variety. I just love to use, I like to have a wide variety. You can use an organic extra virgin olive oil, which is this one. I have an avocado oil, but I didn't bring it.
It's at the house.
It's at the house. But what I love about this particular one is you can use this virgin coconut oil, and this is amazing. This is a spectrum, and it's non-GMO. One of the things that I love is I cook with non-GMO, no genetically modified food. So I always look for that particular label. But this is a really great product, and if you use this in this recipe, you're gonna have some really beautiful coconut flavors. So you gotta make sure your guests kind of like that. So you'll choose, you mix and choose. The other thing is that I love with this recipe, and we'll be using this later on, just not when we do the sauteing of the chickens, but this is a GHEE butter, a GHEE butter. I'm not positive if I'm saying it correctly, but I'll just, when I took off the lid, it's a brand new one. The wrapper kind of fell off. So I'm just gonna show you. It's a clarified butter. It's the best, if you're gonna use a butter, it's the best butter to actually use. It's the most healthy butter to put into your body. So it just looks like that, see, GHEE.
Now, can I get that at the grocery store?
Just in the butter section at the grocery store. It's just a wonderful, I always get the organic. I don't even think you can get it any other way, but you probably can. So for this, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and do some EEOV, because I'm not sure if people like coconut who's having dinner tonight. So I'm not gonna put the coconut oil in, because we're just gonna get the bottom of the pan coated, and it's nice and hot now. So we're gonna be getting some chickens nice and hot. So let me grab my tongs. And again, I don't know, we had some work being done in here. If you're using one of the smaller Instant Pots, you might have to do 2 of them side by side. 3, you want to get them so that they're cooking 2 to 3 minutes on each side. So I'm going to do the first ones with the bone in. And that's perfect. And each side, you do about 2 minutes each. Okay. And so the other ones that I have sitting here, they won't cook as long because they don't have the bone in. And so all you want to do is you want to get them prepared so that they are just nice and brown. And as soon as they're done being brown, let me grab another dish so that we don't mix and match. So we'll have this ready to go when they're ready to come out of the fryer, out of the saute. And so just stir them around so they don't stick.
Do you want me to use that out of this?
No, I can show them with the hot pads. And I know some of you are saying, where is your spatula? Because it's louder. So just give me a few minutes to get these browned. And I love the saute feature of the Instant Pot. It's just so wonderful because it gets super hot. It's like the fastest, hottest element that I've ever had in the kitchen. So let's talk about some of the ingredients that once we get these sauteed, you're going to want to have a half of an onion. I use everything I do is organic. So this is an organic sweet oven onion, and it was a large one, so I just cut it in half. And this is the other half, and the other half went into the crock pot, so it was really easy. And then I roasted garlic. I love roasted garlic. You don't have to roast your garlic, but I gave you how to roast the garlic up above, part of the recipe. This is just smelling so nice, so lovely. And one of the things I forgot to tell you, in the chicken, when I let the chicken sit for a little bit, just don't want it to stick at the bottom. So I went ahead and put Pink Himalayan salt, so I'll show you the spices that I put on top of the chicken. I put some Pink Himalayan salt, which is this one, and then I put some ground pepper on top of the chicken with some of the Dano spices. And so when you say hello, who you are, where you're from, you get entered to win every week the Dano spices. And so that's what those are right there. There's a savory, this is the savory one, and this is the little bit of spicy. So you get to choose. It's not really that spicy. But what I love about these spices, and why do I bring them on to the show? Well, Dan Oliver, he is a member on my health and wellness team, and he created these spices. He just made them. And what I love about them, hold on, let me just turn it so I'm not, little sparks flying inside here.
It smells delicious.
Woo. You definitely don't want it to get stiff. But what they are, they're so phenomenal. They're low sodium, no sugar added, gluten-free, no MSG, and they're not GMO. So they are phenomenal spices. Those of you who have won these spices before, chime in. Dano will go ahead and he'll share his link. Because if you're in Kentucky, which this says Kentucky Proud, you can buy them anywhere. They're at malls, they're at many shopping centers. But if you're not, you have to order them online. So if you just say hello, who you are, where you're from, you get entered to win. Okay, these are browning up so nicely. I'll show you in just a moment. What was interesting, I have here at the condo, and I was telling Mr. Christine that my condo crock pot is one of those traditional older crock pots. And what I love about it is that it doesn't, well, what I love this week about it, and this one's getting really stuck, hang on a second, there we go. This week what I love about it is that it doesn't have that saute feature like my other one does. So I had to use the traditional method of sauteing those chickens on my skillet. And I thought, well, what would be interesting is deglazing the pan for the Zoodles. So this is one of the things at the end, when everything is ready and we're ready to serve, I'm just trying to show you. I deglaze the pan with bone broth, yum, and it has a lot of chicken bits in it and some of the spices, so it's just going to add, that's what we're going to cook the Zoodles in, it's just going to be so phenomenal.
So what are the details of deglazing? Like, some people might not know what that is. So
Okay.
what do you do?
So in the pan there was olive oil, and there were bits and chunks of skin and meat left on the pan.
Okay.
And so I added bone broth and put it at a high temperature and just waited for it just to kind of come off the pan.
Okay.
So
Reduce a little bit?
Reduce a little bit, and there's lots of little pieces of beautiful. That's a great question. I'm so glad you're here. We make a fabulous, no pop out. We make a fabulous team. I'm telling you. There were so many people. Christine, get back in here. She was on the show last week, and we had so much fun.
Oh, we did.
And there were so many comments about we should do this all the time. I don't know if you read them all, but there were so many comments that were like, we're natural together. We should be doing this all the time. All right, so this one, these are nice and brown. I'll show you in just a minute. They're perfect because you want to do the other ones.
This is making my mouth water for sure.
I know, it smells so good. If we had smell-o-vision, it would just be phenomenal.
We need smell-o-vision. Who's going to invent that?
We do. And what I love if we had, I'm just going to add just a smidgen more olive oil in there. If we had, well, you can really, it's not as loud, is it? It's nice to have either one with the bones in or not with the bones in, because these will cook very quickly. So you're not going to let these without the bone be in here very long. So that's okay. We're just going to throw them in.
Do you have a preference? Do you like bone in or bone out?
You know, I think it's an individual preference. Some people think that the meat tastes better. I think when you're grilling, the meat does taste better on the grill when you have a bone.
Right, I think so.
I do.
I've always liked the bone in. I don't know what that does. But
Yeah, no, it's a flavor. It's
Yeah.
like why we use bone broth,
yeah,
you know, because it's just so much more flavorful.
right.
Yeah.
I think
So,
it's healthy food.
yeah, healthier. So we're just going to keep these turning so they don't get too stuck. Woo. Hopping. Okay. So let me show you what that looks like. The ones that are browned already. There you go. Pretty awesome. Let me grab the wooden spoon so it's not so loud.
The thunder just stopped, so now we've got the sauteing to listen to. And
If
the
we
sun's
had a big
actually come
storm.
out. We just had a big storm come over, and now the sun's out. So that's Florida for you.
Yeah. In fact, we'll post the picture that Brad took.
Oh, I know. It's an awesome
Let me
photo.
keep my glasses on so my eyes don't get shattered. It does get super searing hot, so that's great. Just delicious.
Those do take, they go quicker, don't
They
they?
do go quicker. It's a super hot in the Instapot when you do the saute feature. And that's what's nice about it too. When I say that you can turn off the saute and still saute your garlic and onions, you still will be able to do that because that's the next step. That's what we're going to be doing next. So if you have the traditional crock pot, you would just do the saute feature on a skillet, and then you would put your onion and your bone broth, all the things that we're going to do next in the next steps that way. So it's going to be perfect. Oh, God, it smells so good.
I'm getting so hungry.
I know, I am hungry as well. I'm ready. Okay, I think those are brown enough. So we're going to go ahead and take those out. They could actually have been browned just a smidgen more, but we don't need to. It would have been nice if I had browned them a little earlier. So I'm going to turn off the saute feature. Cancel. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add in the garlic. So what I did is I roasted garlic. I say 6 cloves in the recipe, but this is a little bit more, so I'll show you. And again, I roasted the garlic, so you don't have to roast the garlic, especially since you're doing the saute. But I think roasted garlic just has such a beautiful flavor.
And how long did you roast it for?
So in the recipe, I called out for how long.
Okay.
But every oven is a little different, so it's a really good question.
Yeah.
So I put 325, but this is an electric oven, not a gas oven.
Mm-hmm.
So I overcooked these a smidgen. Not that I wanted to, but they're fine. They're not crispy or anything. They're just a little bit more aromatic.
Okay.
But at home, in a gas oven, it's completely different.
Right.
So everybody's got a different oven. So again, I'm going to add the onion in. We're going to let that just get a little bit translucent. And we're going to add the garlic in.
You turned it off, but it's still cooking.
It's still cooking because it's so hot.
Okay.
That's just what this does.
Okay, nice.
And then we're going to add the garlic in. And the bottom of it, because it being so intense and the chicken's kind of stuck, you'll have some, I should do another video on how to get your Instapot perfectly clean. You just run the cycle with the water test, and it gets it perfectly clean at the bottom. When you get really stuck on, yeah.
That's really good.
It wasn't something I read on another, Instapot.
Blog or something.
Yeah, Instapot blog. So perfect. Okay, so now that that's getting a little translucent, I'm going to go ahead and add in my spices. So we have a cup of bone broth. We'll just go ahead and get that nice and hot. And you can use less bone broth if you don't want to have a lot of juice. I always know that in Instapot, you need to have at least a half a cup to a full cup before things would burn. So you don't have to use the full pressure, but if you're going to use full pressure, make sure you use a cup. If you're going to use just steam pressure cook, then it doesn't matter. You can use whatever you want. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done some rosemary. So I've got some rosemary, it's a whole sprig, and I've chopped up the leaves. So
you took them off the stalk and then chopped them up.
So I took a sprig of rosemary, and what I do, because I think it's the best way to instead of chopping, I took my kitchen shears, which I don't, yeah, they're right here. So, perfect. So I take my kitchen shears and I just cut them because it really keeps the effervescence of the flavor of your herb so much better.
Good wood.
Yeah. So we're going to put that in. That was a whole sprig. And then inside here, I have a juice of a whole lemon, and I grated the entire lemon. So let me show you with that. You can add.
So you got the zest?
Zest.
All right.
So I took the zester, and I zested the entire, put the whole thing in. And I zested the entire lemon. So again, this is going to be to your liking, how much spices you use. I gave some recommendations. So I'm going to go ahead and put in some of the Dan-O's. I'm going to use a little bit of both. Oh gosh, that looks yummy.
It looks yummy. It smells yummy. I wish they could smell this.
I know, it's amazing. Someday we'll have smell-o-vision. So then we have some ground cumin. And again, organic, no GMO. Look for those symbols, no GMO. So important. We don't need to have genetically modified food in our bodies. Just look at what's happening to the bee population with having genetically modified food. Because they're the ones pollinating those foods, and that's one of the reasons that our bees are, well, of course, I'm not going to get into the debate. So if there's a scientist who's there who likes genetically modified foods, I have a few farmer friends who do use, use GMOs with feeding their livestock. And there's a lot of pros and cons, so we're not going to get into that whole philosophy thing. I'm sorry. I didn't tell you what that was. So that was some oregano, okay? And then this is the herbs of the Provence. Now when you did the Come Shop with me, I said get the Italian seasoning because it doesn't, the herbs of the Provence doesn't have the oregano. But I left that one at home, but it's at the house. So you just improvise.
That's the phrase of the day. It's at the house.
It's at the house. But we're happy to be here at the beach. The storm has passed, the sun has come out,
It's looking good out there.
and it's just a glorious evening.
Yes.
So we're going to use a little bit more ground pepper and some Pink Himalayan salt, and we are ready to rock and roll.
Now salt is a whole thing, isn't it? You can get salt from all over the world.
You can.
That Himalayan salt's so nice. I don't know what it is. I like using it.
So there's so many therapeutic benefits of using Pink Himalayan salt. In fact, what we should do is remind me tonight to post some of those pieces of information about Pink Himalayan salt. We'll just do that in the feedback. It is one of those naturopathic. You get a headache, you put some of the granules. You just take a couple of the granules out of your canister, put it under your tongue, and it gets rid of your headache.
Wow. That's a good one. I've never heard that.
Yeah,
It's
amazing.
Because if you put things under your tongue, it gets through into your system.
It does, yes, and that's why the sleep spray is so important. Why you put the sleep spray under your tongue. For those of you who use the sleep spray, love our sleep spray. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just put these chickens back in to the pot, and we're gonna close the pot up. Just one more to go. Oh, so awesome. All right, so I'm just gonna make sure that those are covered in the liquid so they cook perfectly. And that's it. I mean, so simple. Now, I do have several lemons that I've cut up that we're gonna actually serve on top, but I'm gonna put a couple more in here just to add a little bit more lemon flavor. So
That's a nice tip.
A few more on top. Yeah. And we also are gonna top it off with parsley when we serve. So some chopped parsley. So I'm just gonna add just a smidgen on top. And that's it. That's the simplest recipe ever. And it's gonna be so amazing. Yeah. So we're gonna put the lid back on. Oh, before, make sure you have it in the pressure, the steam is off. Lock it into place. Perfect. And you're gonna hit manual. And we're gonna hit it for pressure cook. This one's different. We're gonna 7 minutes. You want to set it for 7 minutes. Perfect. And we want to put high pressure. It's on high pressure. Boom. It's ready to go. So it's just gonna
7 minutes.
7 minutes. So it'll take about 5 to 7 minutes for it to build pressure.
Okay.
And remember, if you're using the Instant Pot and you're a newbie, and I get these questions all the time, you want to make sure that your little pressure button pops up, then you know it's received pressure.
Okay.
But because we've sauteed these chickens, even if you don't get the pressurized and you still have it for 7 minutes and it's heated up, it's going to be okay because you can do this recipe with or without the pressure. You can actually steam, you know, keep it at that high heated element. But we want to do the pressure because it's, you know, everyone wants to make sure when you have bone chicken, you want to make sure it's cooked.
Yeah.
So, but that's more than enough time. And you only want 2 minutes for it to natural release and then release the rest of the pressure. When it's done, take the chickens out, put them back into the bowl, and then you're going to have a chance to do something really yummy. You can serve it the way that we've just done it, or you can add a little bit of creaminess to it. Some people like to have their lemon garlic chicken with a little creaminess. If you are one of those people, you can do cornstarch. I found this product last week and I love it so much that I said, you know what, let's use this again and see how it tastes. So we're gonna do it for the first time when this meal is done. And what we're gonna do is add about a 1/4 cup, I'm guessing, because I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna guess about a 1/4 cup for about the half liquid. We have a full cup of liquid, so probably a 1/4 cup, maybe a 1/3 of a cup. And we're using the soy-free veganese. So it's gonna be, it's that better than mayo. Again, it's your choice, but it's really a follow your heart product. We loved it. It was our favorite in the crab cakes last week. It was our favorite crab cake, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
And you were surprised.
Yeah, I thought I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I think I'm really gonna like the yogurt one.
Yeah, I did. And I didn't. I liked the other one.
And so this is like one of the, I don't know, I'm really a big fan of this particular product. So we're gonna see what that tastes like. But again, you don't have to do that. It's gonna be a beautiful meal with or without it. So now let's talk about how and what you're gonna serve it on. Really simple. If you had your spiralizer, which I don't, oh, I put them over here. You would have spiralized your zucchini, and it'll look like this. That's what spiralized zucchini looks like.
Kind of like spaghetti.
Yeah, and so if you don't like to have spiralized vegetables, which I love the zucchini, I love the beets, I love the spaghetti squash. I mean, they're so yummy. Any of them are gonna go perfect. So you're gonna heat these up in that skillet that I just talked about. Or if you're my husband's not gonna like to have these, although we're gonna hope that he tries maybe a smidgen. But you can just get any of your favorite pasta. If you want to do a pasta, knock yourself out. An angel hair, something that's gluten-free, whatever fits for your family. That's what's the most important. But for those of you who are health conscious, we're going to use the spiralizer. And if you have your spiralizer at home, you just pop your little zucchini guys into it, and it spirals all the way down until you have these beautiful, beautiful things that look like this. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to heat this fat guy back up when we're ready to serve. And I'm going to add some of the garlic. So this is the pan that we had done the chicken in. And even if you don't and can't deglaze because you didn't do it that way, that's perfectly fine. You just add bone broth. So you're going to grab your bone broth. You're going to grab some more of the garlic that you have roasted. So we've got some garlic that's chopped up. You'll add your bone broth to the saute pan, just like that, until it's coated so that when you put the zoodles in, they'll just cook really evenly for 3 to 4 minutes. And you can add some black pepper as well. And this is a finer black pepper. So really whatever your choice is, and that's gonna make those zoodles taste amazing. And that's it. Now, I do have another special surprise. Some people like, because you are using pasta, but you really don't want to have something that's dairy. I have the dairy-free Parmesan-style shredded mozzarella, which these are wonderful. So we have those. But for those guys that don't want these, that might be here having dinner with us, this is their only choice. So we're not going to tell them. Anyway, so serve on top. We'll take some pictures of the final meal so that you'll be able to see see everything. And we actually have some winners that we need to pick. So you'll see all the pictures of our plated meals in process. So when we actually take this off of the, take the chicken out, we'll take some pictures so you can see it. Because I know a lot of you are really missing that if we don't do that. So we have a couple of winners. Remember, if I said if you say hello, who you are, where you're from in the community, you win a set of Dano spices. So you're gonna love who won the spices. You may as well go ahead and say it because it's really her girlfriend. Oh, can you read it?
Oh,
Liz.
Luna.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Liz Luna, you
That's
won.
awesome.
You won the spices, so I'll send you a message. So
It's your day.
yeah. So let's see what the other giveaway is. And I've got to find it. Hang on a second. It's right here. So we talked about last week that our company is genius and we come up with these seasonal shakes. So one of the things that we said, we'll do something really phenomenal. Last week we gave away an Instapot and a seasonal shake. This week we're going to go ahead and do the seasonal shake, but we're going to actually pick 2 winners this week. So I've got the names in the hat over here. Christine, you're going to get to pull them out again.
Okay.
And we'll see. I know, right? All right. So this week's, the only seasonal shake is pina colada. So that's what we have. We've got pina colada. And let me tell you, it is a phenomenal shake. So we're going to pull 2 winners. So how do you win this before you actually pull? Okay. How do you actually win, or how do you get your name in this hat, or the hat that I have at home? Do you remember how you have to do it?
You have to share.
Yeah, so you hit that share button right there on your screen and just share it to your wall. If you share this video to your Facebook wall, then you are entered to win. So just share away.
Easy stuff, right?
Easy peasy, yeah.
All right.
The first person,
Laura Olson.
oh my gosh, this is a girl who I went to high school with.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Okay.
Perfect.
And we've got Jackie Waffen.
Jackie, you won! Oh my gosh, this woman, she's in our neighborhood and she wins all the time.
Oh, are you serious?
I'm so
Well,
serious.
she's sharing, right?
She's sharing all the time. Yeah. Congratulations,
Yeah, that's
Jackie.
great.
I'm excited for you. Okay, so I just want to say thank you. Everyone have a wonderful weekend.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. And if you've missed any of our shows before, because you know we're live every Friday, if you've ever missed a show, always go to YouTube. And if you go to the YouTube channel and you click on Lifestyle by Laura J, no spaces, you'll see all of the history of our recipes and previous shows. But one of the things that one of my, Sarah, she came up with, she says, Laura, why don't you have them, if they go there, so tonight, this is an assignment, this is my request from all of you. Hop on to YouTube, click on Lifestyle by Laura J, and if you share 1 or 2 of those videos for me, well, let's just talk about something that might be really pretty spectacular.
Nice surprise.
I think you're going to be added in somewhere, but we'll just talk about that in a little bit, maybe next show. All right, so next week, tune in, see what zoodle recipe we're making, because this is the month of zoodles. We'd love to have a nice...
We need a little zoodle dance.
I know, we need a zoodle dance. It would be so much fun. All right, everybody, have a wonderful, blessed weekend. Thank you so much for joining the show. See you next week.